Hey there, I'm Manish and I'm back with my midweek podcast. Today is 27th July 2023, a Thursday, which means an expiry day. And what an expiry day it was. Before we proceed, please subscribe to my channel for your regular Nifty doses. Now, coming back to the market. So, last Thursday, we closed a very high, above 19,950, and the whole market looked very ecstatic. I mean, what a day it was. We all thought that, we would be touching 20K very soon. I was hoping that we'll do it the very next day. But then we had a gap down, and then since then, the market has been kind of a downwards, sideways move. So, it is moving down, but very slowly. Slowly, it is moving down. And then after that, a little bit of gap ups we are getting, and then a flat movement. But today was kind of a very different day. If you look at it, we had a good movement for a trend trader or anybody into directional trading. Though unfortunately, the market changed its direction since the morning. It wasn't in the same direction from the morning. It opened with a very upward uh, inclination, but then somewhat around 9:30, I mean just after opening, half an hour into that, it started spiraling downwards, and then it kept on doing the same thing till at about 3. But just before the market closed, we saw a upward movement again. So it is still left to be seen that tomorrow will be going ahead with this upward move that we saw towards the end of the day, or will the general trend of the market that looks more like kind of a downward motion continue. So this is a wider range of the market, as you can see, these points that I've plotted. So for me, I see three kinds of setups forming in the market right now. I mean, they are all kind of pointing towards the same thing or maybe a bit of different things, but I'll just discuss them with you separately, all the three kinds of setup. So the first setup that we see in the market is the normal ABCD pattern that we generally see in trading, in which we see either higher highs and higher lows forming or lower highs and lower lows forming. So as we can see in this chart, the A point is the highest point that we achieved, which was like the ATH somewhere around 19,990, and then we saw movement down, which was somewhere around 19,625. We saw the market come down to 19,600, and then it went up again to around 19,850, and then it crossed. Today it crossed the low of the last low, which we had made around 19,625. We went below 19,600, but then the breakout towards the bottom side did not sustain, and we closed upwards. But then again, while it did not sustain, this movement could continue in the same zone. So we could continue making lower highs and lower lows uh, for some time, though it could be more towards a sideways move than actually making a real low, or going too down. But it is all left to be seen how the market plays this out. Now coming to the second pattern that we see, the second pattern that we see is that we saw a low being made on the 25th of July, and then on 26th, and the market went up, and today was 27th. So the market opened up again, but then it came and broke the low of the 25th. So after breaking the low, it again moved up. So we can also have this kind of pattern, which is known as a double bottom pattern. This is generally a bullish pattern. So what happens in this is that this is known as the neckline. If this neckline breaks, then we could see an upward movement of Nifty from here. Now it is left to be seen that do we come back and break this high, or do we go down before breaking that high. So that is the second pattern that could happen, and it is kind of bullish if that happens. Now coming to our third pattern, this is somewhat mixed with the first pattern that we saw. So in this third pattern is it is known as the bullish flag. So what this is something that looks like a flag, as you can see. So what happens is that the market goes up in a very strong uptrend, and then we see some kind of a consolidation happening. So this consolidation keeps on getting narrower and narrower. So the market could actually keep getting narrower in this range. It could, from this bottom it could go up to this high and then come down again, and then it could just do something like this. From here it could go to this point, then back to this point, back to this point, back to this point, till before it finally breaks out to something very positive. So this is something that we have to see if this happens, but this is again a very bullish trend. So mostly, as we can see from all the three kinds of patterns that we are making, nothing is really very bearish for the market. Everything looks very bullish. So let's see how it plays out in the future. I think that is it for me for this midweek podcast, and I'll catch you up with my Nifty last week podcast towards the end of the week. And please, just a disclaimer that everything that I say about in the podcast is just for information purpose about what I think will happen in the market, and I am not an expert. Please do your own research and study before you make any investment decisions. And please do follow me and follow me. We are available on Apple, we are available on Amazon, we are available on Spotify. Subscribe to us on YouTube, and if you like the content, please share and like. Thank you. Bye bye.